Wow, that theme song has really won me over, and I'm liking that theme song. Good evening, everyone. This is an absolutely wonderful day. It's a pleasure to be with you for another Monday afternoon. It's 2022, January the 24th to be exact, and I'm excited to speak with a wonderful woman who is going to be sharing some amazing information with us today. So, welcome to everyone. My name is O'Neill Campbell. Welcome, including those, of course, on the Facebook and YouTube Live, on the Love 101 Facebook page, and our YouTube channel. Now, as you know, family time is about your issues and your relationships, your at home family, community family, and your global family. Family Time is produced by Family Life Ministries, and our aim is to enable healthy families, which will lead to healthy nations. So stay with us and please join us on all our platforms. There are quite a number. Well, the Yuletide or slash New Year festivities and spending are over, or should be over, and life goes on. It must go on. But how have you, or how have your money habits in the past been serving you? Are you jumping back on your feet, or will the next 6 to 12 months be a struggle for you? Are you making the best money decisions for you and your family? Or are you doing the same old thing? Are you making that Quatti count? And for those of you who don't know what a Quatti mean, I'm going to quick research. That's a long time money. Tell us the challenges you have. Let's say $1 or a cent, right? Don't use red money again, right? $1 in Jamaica. Tell us the challenges you have with the money or trying to stretch your money. WhatsApp, your text and voice notes, make sure they're no longer than 30 seconds, please, to 876-997-3125. Or call our studio lines at 876-968-8327 or 8328 to participate. That is, what are the challenges you have with making your money stretch? Going to be thinking long and hard about that one. And throughout our program, we'll share it, and maybe our special guest will give you some personal pointers as well. And remember, you can watch us live on our Love 101 Facebook and YouTube. We'll be right back with our very special guest, Shernette Clark. Please don't go anywhere.
Love transcends Some say it's the most important fruit of the Spirit. But how does the Bible define it? It's a word for any number of reasons. But are we using it right? Has the word lost its the verb or the noun? We could even argue and fight over it. Tuesday, January. The Rock. Join Michael Friday and Errol Green as they discuss this topic. Love. That's The Rock. Tuesday, January 25 at 10 a.m. on the family station. Love 101. Love transcends them all. Some say it's the most important fruit of the Spirit. But how does the Bible define love? It's a word we say several times a day for any number of reasons. But are we using it right? Has the word lost its meaning? Or does it mean too many things? What does the Bible say about this peg in the fruit of the Spirit? We could talk endlessly about the word, the verb, or the noun. We could even argue. Tuesday, January 25 on The Rock. Join host Bishop Harold Clare and guests Michael Friday and Errol Green as they discuss this topic. Love. That's The Rock. Tuesday, January 25 at 10 a.m. on the family station. Love 101.
Welcome back to Family Time on Love 101. And welcome to our very special guest, Shernette Clark. Mrs. Shernette Clark, a financial advisor. Shernette, how are you?
I am doing great. How about you?
I'm great to see you. You know, not sure we have a little history, we're friends and what about our wonderful husband as well, who are exceptional musician and talented man of God. So all
Let's
the
not elaborate on that
yeah,
today.
yes. So, but before we get into or dive into it all, remember we want to hear from you, our very special audience. We need you to tell us what are the challenges you have with making your money stretch. WhatsApp your text and voice notes, please, no longer than 30 seconds to 9973125. Watch us and comment live on Love 101's Facebook and YouTube, or call the studio lines 876-968-8327 or 8328 to participate. And throughout the program, we'll share your thoughts. So, Charlotte, wealth of knowledge, you've been on so many platforms, and so this is right up your wheelhouse. So
Yes.
let's get right into it. So, um, things we were doing wrong in the year 2021. That rhyme it shouldn't even rhyme because it's the wrong under 2021, right? So,
Yeah, it does rhyme.
yeah, wrong 2021. And what should I say? Win? No, we can't say win 2022. I'll find something before the show ends, right? For 2022. But
Yes.
a few things that we're gonna hit right off the bat. So let's look at overspending, not making budgets and sticking to them, and a number of other things. Let's go right ahead. So where have we been going getting it wrong? Or where did we get it
Basically, you hit the nail on the head. Overspending is one of them, and it is normally coincide with not budgeting, not prioritizing, or doing without, not learning from the mistakes, and also the limitations that we have. So the overspending, let's elaborate.
wrong? Okay.
If I am earning $100,000 per month, there are some things called reoccurring bills or reoccurring expenses
Mm, mm,
that those have to be paid for, O'Neill. So your utilities, your groceries, if there are children, then there must be whether lunch money or if there is school fee. But there are some things that we know must pay in order to survive.
yes.
So those are called the basic necessities: food, shelter, clothing, education, maybe a little entertainment if you're able to do so. Basic necessities needs to be covered every month.
Hold on. Before you get into it, you used entertainment as a maybe, right? And I do understand that. Um, Now maybe we can delve into it, but with the pandemic, with the mental challenges and all of this, a little defrag from the workspace, the whole hustle and bustle. And isn't that? Do you think that's something that again that should be put in the category of a maybe back end, or is
A
it something that you think?
necessity. Well, it's
Yeah.
on the necessity list. It's on
You
the necessity list. But why I had said maybe, if you're thinking
prioritizing,
entertainment,
yeah, key in terms
right?
of key.
And even some person may think, oh, I have to get a dress for this event. I have to get
Right,
a shoes.
right, right.
So that's why I put the maybe there. So it
Gotcha,
doesn't have to
gotcha.
be anything that you're going to go out that is going to somewhat cause you to overspend based
Cost
on
and
what
harm
is
on the
it that
list.
you're earning. So
Right.
entertainment can be, for example, my sons and I, we might decide that, yo, we're going to do a seafood boil, and that
Right.
is going to be at home. We're going to get the ingredients, whatever
Oh,
it is
oh,
that we need. We're going to mimic whatever
no,
it
no,
is.
you can't have seafood boil. I'm gonna get no. Right, stop right there. Make it stay right
We're
there. You have a
planning one.
seafood
We're
boil.
planning one.
You can't do
So
that. You can't do that. Can't do that. You
when you
can't do
factor in the prices out there, and sometimes you don't even get enough of what, when I think about a seafood bowl, I think about a bucket, and when it comes, is a bowl come. So you basically, if it is that you enjoy whatever it is that you enjoy doing, and I was sharing with another group on Tuesday that with my sons love burger, them love fries, them love chicken.
that. Right.
What I have found out, or what I have discovered, is that Best Dress has a pack of 15 of the burgers, the patties,
Okay.
in the supermarket for about $1,200 or $1,600. If we're going to be buying a combo for any one person, or you're looking between $1,000 to
Exactly.
$1,600,
Exactly.
that gives
Exactly.
me 15 patties. It means that I can prepare a burger 4 or 3 times for the week, or maybe another week for the
Right.
sons. Buy your tomatoes, your lettuce, your cheese, your relish, whatever it is that you have. You will have those to use again.
Bread slash burger bun.
But exactly, you don't even have to use burger bun. You can use
Exactly.
bread.
Me take
Burger
it.
buns are
Me put the
not.
burger bun, put it at the, you know. But yeah, man, that's two slices of bread and
But
you're
you know
good.
that a burger bread, the pack of the burger bread is still cheaper than a loaf of bread.
Yeah, but yeah. There you go. There you go.
So you can decide that if it is that I earn 100,000, I must not be spending more than 100,000. And
Yes.
in order to do that, O'Neill, you have to plan. And in plan, that is where budget comes in. Budget that means that you must look back down and you can't enjoy yourself, you know. It
Mm-hmm.
means that I am planning through discipline to make sure the monies that are coming in, and we're going to be talking about 8 streams of income, which the Bible speaks about. So one income, 9 to 5, not going to cut it. And we're going to be making sure that we're factoring all of that income and all of the expenses that needs to be paid. When all of those are paid, that is when you can touch the little extra, but not before, because something is going to be affected. So
Right.
either you're going to run out of food, either the school fee is not going to be paid, and because it's a new year, everybody wants to go back to work in a new clothes. It was a pandemic, for God's sake. The clothes that we never wear last year and the year before can be refurbished. So whether you're going to add a jacket to a top, or you're going to change up.
I don't like when you make it sound like furniture, but it's alright. Keep going. Keep going.
No, I'm just saying. No,
No, but you're
people,
right. You're right.
there
You're right.
there are outfits that I have, especially where I work. New people come, old people go. And you'll have the new people, oh my, I love your outfit. And even some of the ones that are there, because me never wear it for a while. And I'm the
Yes.
type of person who alternates. So
Yes.
you will see me in this, probably in a brown shoes. You're probably going to see me in a nude the next time, or a different bag. Or if it's something
An
that I
accessory
put
to
at the
complement a
top,
little change up a
or
little bit.
yeah, a little change up. So you see me think that girl I have a whole heap of clothes.
Yes, man.
And it's
Yeah.
because she knows how to alternate and I take care of my clothes them. Now, in terms of you know your limits, you know what it is that you're earning. Well, I hope you know what is it that you're earning. And if you don't know, I have a spreadsheet that a colleague of mine created that you can put in what is it that you're earning everywhere. Your NIS calculated, your NHT, your tax, everything calculated for you. All you have to do is put in the figures and put in your expenses. And at the end of it, you can see if you have deficits or surplus. We discussed this already. One of the things I was sharing with your producer is that we can come to all of these talks, all of these presentations, but if we're not practical, O'Neill, if we don't take the steps towards changing what happened in 2021 and 2020 into 22 to say, you know what Quatti means? Little things becoming worse also. That's another meaning. So you're adding up little things and little things that you're not saving, little things that you're not doing. You're going to be ending up in the same position you were in 2021, in 2022, if we don't make the change, if we don't start putting Quatti, which is quarter of a pound, put in every little, same thing, every nickel make a muckle, so that at the end of a year, a financial year, or at the end of planning, or at the end of your goal, you would have achieved it. If we're not doing so, we just come and we listen and we say, yes, I need to do this, I need to do that, and we're not doing it. These presentations, these motivational talks are not going to help you if you're not being practical, being proactive, that I need help where my spending is concerned. I need help where my planning is concerned, and I need to sit with a financial advisor like a Shernette Clark so that I'm able to plan, so that I'm able to achieve, because there is no way the 9 to 5 is going to be creating the generational wealth. There's no way we're not going to be paying student loans again. There's no way I'm not going to be taking out a small business loan next year or a high interest loan to cover some expenses if I'm not planning doing my emergency funds or I'm not doing my sinking fund. If I'm not putting anything together, then I'm going to have the same outcome.
All right. All right. So we're fast approaching the break and you're dropping so many nuggets. So hold on. Tell me something now. Why is it that we're not learning from these mistakes? What is it that is happening that's not causing us to learn
Lack
from
of
these
discipline.
mistakes? Okay.
Lack of discipline. It has to be discipline coupled with focus and consistency. I'm not going to tell you that I have never made financial mistakes. I have made a lot. But I remember I have to do a business report for my manager. And the first year, I decided that I'm going to check each month how much I earn and set a goal and how much bonus I'm going to get at the end of the year. That was the year I actually made the bonus that I wanted. When I come face to face with it and being practical about it, tracking what I needed to do to achieve it. And that's when it happened. You can't just say, I need to make this in thin air and it's going to happen. You have to make the plans, that is formulate the plans that is going to create it, and you're going to stick to it, and then that is when you're going to be reaping the fruits. When it is that he said, what was my growth from last year? A couple years ago, I couldn't tell him what my growth was in terms of, I know I do better, but I didn't know if it was a 3%, a 10%, or a 50%. I couldn't tell you because you did just want to make money. You just want to cover your bills. But when
Right.
you're intentional about it, that I want to create generational wealth. I don't want my children to be getting student loans. I don't want my children to repeat the same mistake. Then you have to act accordingly. And if it is that we're going to be examples, because we don't teach this in school. Some
Exactly.
of us learn from mistakes, and I have learned from a lot of mistakes, a whole lot. And I want to help people to formulate those plans that are going to create those goals. And in planning, and I'm not saying you're not going to fail sometimes, but if you fail for an entire 12 months, then you're not ready. And if you fail January, if you fail last week, pick yourself up, try. Because there are some months when I don't plan, when I don't budget on I don't know where the money go.
Right.
I'm just spending.
Even
And
with
then
the
I
best
lie
of
in bed,
intentions, yeah, the money
and I lie
goes.
in my bed and I think about it. Where did that 10,000 go again? I can't account for 10,000. And I have to be thinking, when you track it, you know exactly. And sometimes you know what to cut. Similarly to a strategy that I have when you go to the grocery store, and I think I shared it in the last broadcast. If your budget is $20,000, do not walk in there with your debit card or your credit card. Because if you can't control yourself and the bill reach $25,000, you're gonna swipe for 25.
Mhm.
So for me, how I manage that over time, in which I'm able to do so now, but before I had to pull the money from my card, walk in the supermarket with $20,000, and when it reaches 20, or before I said to the young lady, I have $20,000.
Right. Yeah, because I was gonna say that even if you have the card, although you said the discipline, but sometimes you say, listen, when it reach 10, I have
Yes,
to maybe rearrange some things and
exactly.
or somebody said and they say, assistance please, and then Lord of mercy.
Exactly.
You
I'm
have to
not
just
embarrassed.
yeah,
I
you have
am
to just
not,
you just have to just
O'Neill,
take it and go through.
I am not embarrassed about that anymore. And that is it where we need to get over this thing, being embarrassed about what people think about you.
Right.
Remember, it is your generational wealth, and half of those people who are probably laughing at you or looking at you don't know how hard you work for your money. They don't know how much you're earning. They don't know that if it is this week you're buying for or for the entire month. You know your situation, and we need to stop pretending that we know what the Jones is going through or we are the Joneses. But we need to get our lives in check, because at the end of the year or at the end of the month, who is in deficit? You
Yes,
are the
yes.
person who is you don't want to see you putting back. I don't care if them do it on the intercom. I am going to tell them I have $20,000 and what needs to get off the conveyor belt and goes back in the card. I said, and if it is that I have something cold, I said that needs to go back in the refrigerator right away. I let them know that I left something in their cold. So that is how much, I'm comfortable with saying, I cannot afford this today. I'm leaving this today. And you make sure that the necessities, the things that you really want. So if it is that you're out of bread, then you pick up bread. Don't go pick up crackers if you don't need crackers. Pick up what you need. And then after what you have on your cart, if you can
If
afford
there's room
extra,
for a want, yes.
then you put on a want. But if
Mhm.
not, stick to the
And but
budget.
but you know what? But you know what? Come to think of it, even that, just about what you're saying, because the whole exercise is in terms of the trimming the fat, so to speak, right? So even if it's a want, if it's a boy, said I want, I forgot, because the want, the spend of the want could actually be something saving towards something even bigger. So for this period, the wants have to just get parked, and it's just
Yes,
needs and needs alone until such time. So even in that, it as you said, it takes discipline. So what
right.
what what could it quickly touch because in things that I do as well in terms of development and support in terms of personal development, a lot of the focus is on what you spoke about earlier regarding making notation, which the Bible speaks about. Many don't want to allude to it, but about writing vision, right? Even though them, enough of them skip over it, the Bible is where them get it from, whether they don't like it or not. So speak to that aspect of it where you said, listen, I have to make a notation, this, write this down, so that I can set things in order. Could you speak to the importance of that?
The importance of writing is seeing it. It's like taking action because you put it in your mind. It says the faintest pen is better than the memory, something like that. I don't remember exactly, but once you write it down, it does something to the mind. It registers. And if you can put it somewhere, for example, a vision board. I haven't done my vision board for 2022. Not that I haven't started. I cut all my pictures.
Yeah,
I have my
we're gonna
paper.
touch on that. So
All right, so let's
yes,
not go there yet. So
yeah,
when you visualize it, it is something that is in the forefront of your mind. It is almost like you're ready to take action.
okay,
So you're seeing it, and seeing it is also believing, some encouragement, wanting to step toward it. So if you have it in there, you remind yourself that this is a goal, or this is what I need to do. Then if you're constantly doing that, then you're not going to go against it. That is what you're going to want to actualize once it is beneficial to you and your family. So for me, writing it down, whether it is in a book, guys, book, pen, good old pen and paper. If you can create a spreadsheet where you can do your calculations, or if you want me to share the spreadsheet that I have, I can, but
yes,
you
yes,
have
I
to
need that
make sure
spreadsheet.
that you're intentional about it, because being intentional is saying that I want to make a change. And then when it is that you're able to put down all of what you're earning and spending, you can see where your disposable income will be easier to actualize, where you're able to now invest. The APOs that are coming out, the IPOs, how many of you missed the Spur Tree IPO? It lasted for a day. I don't think it was 2 days. It was open and closed.
So
So for those of you
trust
who
me.
missed the opportunity, that is an opportunity when it is that you're able to budget and you're able to do adjustments. So when those opportunities arise, you can jump on it, because your money working for you is also important. 8 streams of income, investing, your insurance creates capital for your family, which is generational wealth. If it is that you're diagnosed with a critical illness, your $100,000 a month can cover treatment and getting well. Do you have those in place that if you're unable to work, what is going to be paying for that? So your family is not going to be derailed. We're going to be see a lot of GoFundMe accounts, in which I dread those. When it is that you can take matters in your own hands where your health is concerned, it is very important that you put those in place, that it doesn't depend on my dollar to deal with your treatment and getting well. So we have to go do some adjustments in 2022 where that is concerned. The financial portfolio, from budgeting, goal setting, generational wealth, has to be created, because what we have realized and what we have experienced in 2020 coming down to 2021 is that a pandemic should have taught us a lesson that we're not ready yet in terms of savings. We're not ready yet in terms of illness. We're not ready yet in terms of final expenses, because people are yet to be buried because them can't bury them dead. I know of situations like those.
Wow.
They can't bury them dead. No money.
Oh, so all right. That's some serious information there. I think the quote you were thinking of was the shortest pen is longer than the longest memory, something to that effect, right?
There's
The
another
shortest
one too.
pen, yeah, something along the shortest pen is longer than the
Something
longest,
along that.
something along that
Yes,
line, right?
yes,
Yeah. So
yes,
basically, you're saying write it down rather than depending on your memory, or on your
yes,
memory, right? Um,
yes. It's
so
better.
so much, yeah, exactly. So one of the other things is, so yeah, we're almost at, on the break. The dollar, unfortunately, it's sliding. We see what JPS has done. We see what other entities have done. NCB, Scotia Bank, and others. I'm sure they say, listen, the prices for banking with us has to go up, etc., etc. limitation of the money. The $100 that could work last week is like it's become $1 this week. How you quantify all of that? How are you able now to utilize the same pay that you're getting? The dollar sliding. How are you gonna be able to now do the cutting and the trimming and putting it with less? So the amount is not doing more; it's doing less. So how do you ratify that? With basically a minute and a half.
So we spoke about the 8 streams of income. We have to go find another way, whether we're going to be planting, whether it is that we're going to be adding an additional income, whether it is a passion that is going to create that income. And even though we're saying JPS, there's growth in the GDP, there's a 5.8% growth. Even though we don't feel it, but once there's movement, there is growth. There's movement upward. It's slow.
Movement
there's
to who?
Movement.
Movement to who?
There are a lot of industries that, for example, we can see, well, groceries, of course, that have increased. So what if you have to go open a grocery shop? We have to look into the areas that have not been affected and those areas where there is growth. So we either going to have to be be creative about business, be creative of how we earn in terms of marketing ourselves in whatever jobs we're doing. But we're going to have to find a way, and we always survive, O'Neill. We always survive.
All right, stick it right there. So I hope you haven't forgotten to share the challenges you have with making your money stretch. That's our social media request of you this evening. WhatsApp, text, and voice notes to 876-997-3125, 30 seconds or less, please. Watch us and comment live on our Love 101 Facebook and YouTube page. Call our studio lines 968-8327 or 8328 to participate. Also, I'm encouraging you to reach out to us. We'll be right back. Go for a quick break.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Life comes at you fast and it can hit hard. Apply for the Credit Union Prepaid MasterCard from C&WJ with chip and PIN protection. Need a card with a personal line of credit for emergencies? We have that. Need a card you can use to shop online for that must-have item? We have that. The community and workers of Jamaica Prepaid MasterCard. All the convenience of a MasterCard. Discover the benefits of belonging.
Digicel at the winner's circle for the second year running. This time walking away with the award for Jamaica's fastest mobile network, best mobile coverage and fastest home fiber internet. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Digicel.
Didn't catch that? It's just the truth. Digicel is the fastest LTE and home fiber internet in Jamaica, giving coverage and speeds you can rely on over and over again. Digicel. Better together.
Boy, me lose my land and all of my livestock sake of bushfire. It left me on my face.
Protect the land. Respect the warning. The time by Jamaicans Against Bushfires, JAB, is...
Welcome back to each and every one of you. So, I want to just quickly remind you that I'm gonna keep talking about the money and how you're gonna actually make it stretch. As I wait my very special guest, Shernette Clark, we have touched a number of key points in the first part. I know she's anxious to get to talking about vision board and how we're gonna really allow that to really work for us, because it's been tested, proven. Not everyone has to do it, but I mean, it just shows that a lot have done it and it has really been successful. But before we get into the meat of the matter in this segment, Is there anything personally that you would like to share that you had encounters where you had to really cause the dollar to stretch, and what happened? How did you get from point A to point B? Really to just speak to that a bit. Let's say your testimony then in this particular area.
Praise the Lord, church.
Come on, praise the Lord, praise the Lord.
One of the issues, my main issue was a credit card. And I did not understand the cycle when I first got a credit card, because you're excited about a credit card. Didn't know anything about the 30-day cycle. Didn't know that you could avoid paying interest. And that was one of the things I had to learn after the card rack up. And after the company decided that, look here, the card is going to be locked and you need to pay off this money. So doing that process taught me that discipline that they stated that. And guys, I can tell you, you can go into these banks and have a discussion with them. Let them know where you are at. You can make arrangements to pay off these without any additional interest. So I was at that point. And at that point, I decided that I'm going to be consistent about it. I needed to pay off this card because this card interest was really high. And we know the interest rate when we get them. We don't think about it because we're thinking that when we spend, so if it is $100,000 again and you spend $50,000 and the bank gives you a minimum of $10,000 to pay at the statement date and you're excited, oh my God, I only need to pay $10,000. The interest is calculated on what? Not the $50,000 that you have spent, the entire $100,000, even though you have paid the minimum. So your interest is probably higher than the $10,000 minimum that you're paying. And I had to learn that because I'm saying, oh, in God's name, I'm paying this amount, but yet still the card still stand up like Rock of Gibraltar. Nah, go down.
Yes.
I had to decide that I had to pay more. I found out from the bank, what can I pay to make sure that this interest stays here, that I don't pay anymore, and I want to close the card. And that is what I did. Remain consistent with it, because that is one of it. If you don't have any vision, it is that we're going to be ignoring our debts. And I was doing that, ignoring it, because no one was knocking on your door. They called to say pay it, and they said, okay, I'll pay it. But then something else comes up and you're ignoring, and then that interest becomes bigger and it becomes worrying, and then it's affecting how you even perform your daily task or other tasks, or you think you can't think straight because you're worried about this thing and this thing is not getting. It's like a sore. Now I had to learn the hard way, and in learning the hard way, I've encouraged my clients, make sure that whatever it is that you don't use your card for lunch money. And I was doing that. I had lunch, so I was swiping. And I'll encourage you not to use it to buy lunch. Use it for items.
Sorry. Did you swipe with you and friends, or was just you alone?
I have swiped with friends.
We're going out. I'll swipe.
I've swiped with friends, yes. And for me,
I'm treating you. You're such a wonderful friend.
You're treating. Yes, you have lunch. No, all right, come, let's go. Because you're being kind to somebody who probably don't have lunch money, so you're swiping away because it's there. And credit card is a loan. It's not your money. It's a loan, a very high interest loan. And you have to pay it back. It's not going to disappear. No, I had to learn that way. And in learning, I realized I'm able to negotiate. I realized that I can be disciplined and consistent about clearing debts, any debt. So for me, I'm not interested in any loan, period. Maybe to the detriment of me not getting something, but I'm not interested. And it's because of those experiences, I am not, no care how them have the blowout sale and whatever it is that they're having now. I am not looking, because for me, that's what my sinking fund is for. So
You said, sink in. Okay.
Sinking, yes. So if it is that I need maybe a fridge or a stove, anything of that nature, something that I'm going to be using, or tires for my car, that is what that fund is for. It's going to pay. I'm not going to be, my sons needed glasses, and I the first time I heard it, I laughed. One of our optical places, I won't call the name, have glasses on hire purchase.
Wow,
and when did we get here? But when I saw the prices of the frames, And because of how I've taught my sons, we go online and search for the same frames that we want.
Right.
And we're able to buy two, because they'll tell you that in the event it is, it breaks, it's
Right,
not their
right.
fault. So they're telling you they're not going to break it because they want you to
Right.
buy it yours.
Right.
And we realize in doing that, I saved a lot. We paid nothing out of pocket. So we have to go find ways.
All right.
And
Hold on.
even though I get a card from my company, but we
Yes.
have to find ways.
I stick up in. So, first of all, if you're Jamaican or in this context, or if you know anything about higher purchase, there's generally a place you can associate that name to. So yeah, so allow that to ruminate. All right.
I didn't
Next,
call him the name.
no, you never call a name. I just said the higher purchase. We can associate, right? For those who know, but if you know, you know. Secondly, in Jamaican context, I'm not sure, you can tell me, because I don't have a credit card. Do you see it as something that is a necessity? Let's say you're doing business, you want to open a business, because usually, okay, what they say is use other people's money, other people's time, etc., etc. Now, in the Jamaican context, I don't know where it is at now when it comes to your credit scores, etc., etc. In the US, that's which I'm familiar with in terms of not living there, but observing. Credit card persons always were saying, I don't want a credit card, I'm going to stick with a debit card because that's my money. But they're seeing persons who are doing business, business owners, etc., entrepreneurs, who are saying taking a credit card can be beneficial if using the right way, because it can help to build your score, etc., etc. I say that to say this. In that context, I was won over into seeing why responsibly you can have a credit card and what that can do to build your credit score, etc. In the Jamaican context, does the same apply? Or how could you? What's the purpose then of having a credit card if it, in terms of responsible use? Do you see it as beneficial, or should people stick to a debit card?
It can be, but for persons who can't manage it, who can monitor who is going to overspend, in my case, use it to buy, because you have it, you're going to buy shoes, you're going to be buying lunch, you're racking up the interest. But for persons who are opening a business, or you can use it on a monthly basis without paying interest. So when you get your pay, you know that you use it and you understand how the 30-day cycle, because if you use it today, and you know when your statement is going to be printed. So today is the 24th. I wouldn't encourage that you use a credit card today.
Right.
So you're going to be paying what you use at the first part of the month, pay that off. And then when the statement is printed, then you're going to use it again to give you another 30-day cycle to pay that money. So if you understand how it works, yes. If you're disciplined with it, yes. If it is a business that you're going to be making some money to be able to cover that card, yes, it is necessary. In America, where you need that to build your credit score, and credit score is being utilized here, no. But bear in mind that those bad debts in terms of credit card usage, in terms
Everything is going to be
affects your credit score, and you have access to that also to check where you're at, how it looks, because sometimes you have cleared your debts, but for some reason, Scotia didn't send it off to the credit bureau, or they haven't closed up. I had an experience recently. I had a loan with a bank, and I was overseas for the holiday, and I never had the chance to check my payslip, go through my statement, because we have an access to it at back office. From the very day I started working at Sagicor, from 2013 to this day, I can see all my payslips and my statements through a back office. And I decided to go through 2021, and I realized that a loan that I had, that the loan was still being pulled from my salary, and the loan finished from months ago. But because I wasn't looking at my payslip, I wasn't aware. So Tuesday morning last week, bright and early, I went to the bank and I asked for a printout of the loan. And yes, in fact, it was done. But how come you don't contact me to ask me why I sent money? Exactly. You know what they said to me? Why don't you leave it in case you need another loan? I said, no, I don't want another loan. I want my money.
Exactly.
Please,
they must please postman taking what never belonged to them.
Please,
another thing that I heard that it was beneficial for, and you cannot correct me if I'm wrong, is with the debit card, it's really which it is. If I use that to spend money, if there's a whole bunch of scammers are out there in terms of, you see a product, you purchase a product and think it's legitimate website, etc., and there's no product, and that's your money gone. With the credit card, it's
The
basically
bank, it's insured.
insured, right? So that was another benefit in terms of what has one move and thinking about using that instead of my own money from a debit card. The credit card could be a better option, so I
Right.
don't lose my money. So that was a couple of things I was looking at. So
Right.
so okay, so let's shift gears a little bit and look at some other aspects. So what should we be doing this year differently? 2022 is I was gonna say fast upon us, fast running away. January is already over. I always say when January done, the year done, and the time just seems to be running away. We're already at the end of the month, right? Where are you at now money wise coming out of the Christmas and New Year? We're gonna look at that, setting goals, strategies, your vision board aspect, generational wealth, which you keep speaking about, which is so true, and realistic budgeting. Can we take a look at it in the order that you choose? Go
I'm
ahead.
passionate about a vision board because the first time I took an approach about one was 2014, and it was a car that I saw, and I liked the car, and I wanted the car. And I decided to print a picture of the car, and that was the first thing on my vision board to acquire that car in 6 months, and that's exactly what I did.
It was in
It-
6 months.
6 months, and because I wanted to change the car that I currently had. They sold me a bad crash car, and I was not feeling safe in that with my children. So I decided that I wanted another car. One day I saw the car, and I was like, which car is that? I drove the car down to get the name, and then I came home, did my research about the car in terms of gas, in terms of what year is
Right,
available,
mileage,
and then I
right,
called.
right.
Then I called. No man, I bought it. I took off the plastic, man. I bought the new one.
No, I know I was talking about the mileage in terms of how it runs. You're looking at the
Yes,
gas.
and I want to
right.
know how much they're going to charge me at the toll. I check out all of that. I don't want the one.
I'll toll.
No,
What you mean?
Yes,
Don't put
I
toll.
check out all
Listen.
of that.
Class 1, 2, or 3.
Exactly. I checked out all of that. I called the company and I asked them, and I said, "You sure?" And went there and I did my test driving, and I said, I think this is a car that I want. This is a step up from what I have." And the only difference was I had the blue. I couldn't find the red, but I wanted the red. And I know that I think of it, maybe I should have taken the blue, but I took the red. But it for me, it became something anything that you put in a vision or on a vision board or something. And I had it a wall in the office, and you can put it in your bedroom, wherever it is that you have to go. Anything that you put your mind to, we're going to achieve it. You're going to work towards it. And that's why it is important to put it down so you're able to see it and you're going to work towards it. Any goal, I guarantee, if you write it down and you keep looking at it, if you keep rehearsing it, if you keep doing the things that you need to do to achieve it, you're going to achieve it. But if you treat it with scant regards, you're not going to achieve it, because it's really, you probably just see me with it and want it. It's not something that you really want, but it's something that we want. We're going to do all the adjustments. We're going to do all the research. We're going to be dreaming. We're going to be praying about it. We're going to be fasting about it. Everything that we need, that energy to get that thing, we're going to do it. So it is important that we see it. It becomes tangible. You can see yourself in the car. You can smell the car seat. You see yourself pump the gas. Everything pertaining to the car. My sons, as a matter of fact, used to get annoyed every time I saw the car on the road, because when I saw it, I would scream.
Get excited.
I got so excited about it that one day, every time I screamed, they got so annoyed that one day I saw it and I go, and they said, "Mom, just scream, just let it out." And I did, because I got so worked up, and I found out the cost, how much I needed to deposit, how much the car that I had, how much I'm going to sell it for in order to deposit on this car. So you put things into action.
Okay, so
when
hold
you
on.
start visualizing.
Okay, so it wasn't just. Well, first of all, two parts. Is it the vision board? Does it have to be a visual item? Meaning for the car house, can you write the wording of it? House car, or okay, so that's one. So it's what either or both if you wish.
Pictures help to enhance the
visual. Yeah, a lot of us are visual. Right.
And if you're affected by that, like men, you're affected by what you see. then visual may help. I have one that I created, and all I did was I found it and I liked it.
Yes.
Everything that I needed to achieve, I wish I could have posted it. Everything that I needed to achieve for 2022 is within that realm of the vision board. I placed it on my Instagram page. You guys can follow me there. I think I placed it last night. And it's everything that pertaining to health, money, family. So relax time, because guess what? It has been stressful. And you talk about spending time in terms of entertainment. We have a lot of ways of getting hotel deals, Brata Living, Gustavos. Guys, to get a pedicure, manicure, $1,000 something. You can go get a massage. We can work with what is in our hands without envying somebody, without stealing, without killing this entitlement thing. And if it is that you think that you want more, then we going to have to find ways and means. And there are ways to make your money work for you. There are ways to invest. And if it is that you're not investing, then you're really not truly making any sense of your money. And that is it. We need to change. The thing that we haven't done is that we have no vision. So there's nothing created. We just lackluster. And we ignore our debts was one of them. So that's a mistake we made in 2021. The other one I got was we don't have an emergency fund. We don't have no insurance. And for those of us who are in the church, we don't tithe. We don't pay ourselves either. And sometimes we tithe and we don't think about ourselves. So you need to pay yourself too and we're spending more than what we're earning. So my $100,000 is $150,000 bill. So every month I'm in deficit. Then we're not invested in whether money or ourselves, and also we put today's happiness before our financial future. So
Right.
So I'm thinking about now, but not the future, not my children's future, not my family's future. And we do not know how to say no. Like for me, because I have the card, I go buy lunch for 1 and 2 people. And that is another thing too. I have a friend that I spoke to her recently, because I'm still in a trying ways. If you and I are neighbors and friends, O'Neill, and you go Price Smart and me go Price Smart, we can pool our funds together. And if we buy 1 case of water, we split the case of water in 2. 12 for your yard, 12 for my yard. The same thing with the tissue, the same thing with the paper towel. So we're going to have to be doing some of that. Even in terms of traveling to work, we don't like that because we like our own space. But if you have someone that you're close to, truly your friends, and even the children going back to school, carpool. We have to learn some way to save some gas. I think it's almost $10,000 to fill my tank. Back in the day, it was $5,000.
Doubled.
Doubled.
So on that note, since the dollar, the money pop off already, and Marga gone and everything, and malnourished, what are some of the other ways then that you were alluding to in terms of the generational wealth or the other streams of income that people have to begin to target now, that you see as necessary?
Basically, inflation steals your wealth. So we're going to have to invest and have some inflation link added, sensitive or interest sensitive accounts. We're going to be paying ourselves first and never spend more than what we make. And you won't get rich off your salary alone. Now, there are instruments that my company offers, and I will say for persons who are self-employed, make sure that you're contributing the maximum to your pension fund. If it is that you're in a company that has a superannuation fund, so you are contributing and the company is contributing, and let's say the company is winding up, for example, whether they're closing down or they're no longer contributing to a pension fund, your pension is portable. Transfer it to a company like a Sagicor, where the funds are managed. Do not take that lump sum and go buy taxi or go travel or whatever it is. You're going to need that when you retire. Plus, if you do so, you're going to be losing 25% tax of that money. When you transfer it to a fund, you don't lose anything. Now, if it is that you're earning 100,000, O'Neill, and your pension is 10,000, it means that your tax is paid on the remaining income, which is 90,000. So if it is that you're contributing 20, it means that you're only taxed on $80,000. So if you can contribute to the max and add inflation to your policies. Make sure that if you're self-employed and you're saying, I'm not with a company that does pension, or I am with a company, but they don't contribute to pension fund, you have what is called the ARS, which is an approved retirement scheme that you can contribute to the fund. The company allows a salary deduction. It is also tax deferred. If it is as an individual, then you would have to do your tax return at the end of each year. But there are ways. Make sure that you have your insurance policies. They're not just for final expenses. So if it is that you need to acquire a home, O'Neill, you're going to be needing insurance for as in an assignment to the loan. So if it is that you pass on, remember these loans don't die with you, except for NHT. So you're going to be leaving a burden on your family. So if it is that is a $10 million mortgage, you want to know, you want to take out 20, 10 to pay off the creditors, and 10 for your family to deal with your final expenses. Your critical illness. My Instagram page is, somebody just asked, Iconsurance. It is ICONSHERNZ, not a S. And I'm also on Facebook, the Iconic Advisor. Not Facebook, YouTube, the Iconic Advisor page, where there are a lot of nuggets there in terms of, estate planning, critical illness coverage. I had one lady, $16.4 million was for her cancer treatment, and she's a survivor. So do you have those in place? Because if you don't, you can't create generational wealth, because one critical illness diagnosis can wipe out your entire investment. It can wipe out your business. So you want to make sure that all of those, the financial portfolio, is in place. My son, my first son, is 15, will be 18 years old. He'll be contributing to NIS. Because that is a foundation for financial planning. Even $100, he won't be working, but he will be contributing to the fund, because it's not when you start work, you start contributing, is when you reach 18. Because what if you don't start your first job until age 30? So you want to make sure that you're setting up those things from the get-go. You have your insurance, and you don't have to be paying a bag of money. The younger you are, the more affordable it is, and you have a little savings on it to deal with your eventualities, your critical illness, and of course your pension. And invest. A lot of people asking about all of these currencies. If you know how to do it, if you feel safe about it, if you can lose some money, go ahead. But the Bible speaks about the 8 streams of income, and that is how we're going to create that inheritance for our children's children. We can't do the same thing and expect different results. We're going to have to pull up our socks, and we're going to have to be doing different so we can earn some money. This is the year of opportunity. Every year we say that. And that's another thing, creating the vision board and then toss it under the bed in the month of March. If we're not consistent, then we're not going to be achieving those goals.
So amazing, Shady, and the time is fast running out again. You spoke about how the Jews, I think you said, were there some other things that you wanted to throw in there in terms of how you can apportion the money that you do have, although it not stretch, as we all know, let's not fool ourselves, and also, as I said, other streams of income. But go ahead with us breaking that down quickly.
There is a live that I did called the 50-30 rule, and basically it is that you're going to be saying 50%, of course, will be going towards your recurring expenses, your 10% to your tithe, you pay yourself 10%, and of course you have your needs and your wants. So you're going to prioritize what my needs are, and that is what the majority goes to, which is your 50%. And then you're going to break down your wants. So, of course, you want to make sure that you're prioritizing food, shelter, clothing, education, and a little entertainment. And then whatever extra, make sure that you're saving, make sure you're investing. You can go ahead and you can watch those lives. And for persons who want to have that sit down in terms of planning, we can plan a day and a time that is mutually convenient. I want to hear from the people, not just watching and saying, great information. Amen. You want to make sure that we're actually living the life that we say we want to live. The gap between the life that you're living now and the life that you really want to live is discipline, focus, and consistency. That's it. Discipline, focus, consistency.
Yeah, that seems like you're giving them some action. Give them some action, because we're basically gonna wrap. Just give them a roll that into some action plans and encouragement as we go.
So action plan, guys. You have to create the vision board. What is it that you want for your life? What are the mistakes that you have made that you don't want to make anymore? What is the difference that I'm going to be doing in 2022? You are alive. For God's sake, we are alive. I remember it was 2000, the world was supposed to end, and we're in what, 22 years later.
Yes.
And the rapture is supposed to come from when? And him said to occupy until he comes. Maximize your potential, guys. Stretch out. And in stretching out is investing. Yes, you're going to make some mistakes. Yes, you're going to be falling. But we talk about faith. But we can't have faith and do nothing about it. It's being proactive. And he said that he wants us to what's the word? He wants us to prosper and to have an expected end. How are we going to be prospering? We have to take action. Picture the men, the disciples. He could have given them fish, Although he's not a magician, him teach them figure fish.
Yes.
And they never lack. They're never in lack. Them always have fish. Them all asleep in a boat and fish are coming a boat. And you have to make sure it is that you are actualizing, and actualizing is taking action.
It seemed to have lost the iconic advisor there. Not sure, just froze up. All right, so we basically have come to a close nonetheless. Shernette Clark, financial advisor, special guest. Thanks for being here with us, everyone. If you have questions of a personal nature or concerned about a friend or family member, call us at FLM Family Life Ministries for our center in Portmore, 117 Cecile Avenue, 876-939-7917. For more information on our services or for our counselors in Kingston and other parts of the island, contact our head office, 920-1034 or 926-8101. Note that appointments can only be made by calling the office. Otherwise, keep up to date with us. Facebook at FLM Family Life Ministries, Instagram FLMJA, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Family Life Ministries. Our scripture quickly for today, Hebrews 13 and verse 16. Do not forget to do good and to share what you have with others. Join us again next week, 5:30 p.m., Love 101 FM, Facebook and YouTube Live via the Love 101 Facebook page, Love 101 YouTube channel, and for other information and other informative programs. Thanks again to our very special guest, Shernette Clark, Kathy Gale, our producer, Open Door Communications, studio facilitator, Timoy Butler, and of course, I'm O'Neill Campbell. Be blessed. We'll see you next time, same place. Take care until.